Sarah was walking through a clearing when, suddenly, she heard a dull sound coming from the nearby swamp. She cautiously approached and saw a massive buffalo stuck in the mud, unable to move. The animal looked exhausted, its eyes full of fear and desperation. Sarah knew she had to do something. Carefully, she moved closer, trying to stay calm while assessing the situation to figure out how to intervene without putting herself or the buffalo at risk. Sarah quickly assessed the situation. The buffalo was stuck up to its legs in the mud, with the earth seeming to have solidified around it. The animal was exhausted and couldn't move anymore. Sarah knew that if it wasn't freed soon, the buffalo risked being trapped, unable to escape. She looked around, searching for something that could help her release it. Then she noticed a rope abandoned near a tree. Determined, Sarah approached the rope and grabbed it. She began tying it securely around the buffalo's body, being careful not to hurt it. The buffalo seemed to respond positively to her presence, slightly moving its head as if it understood someone was helping it. Sarah continued to tie the rope, hoping it would be strong enough to allow the buffalo to rise without straining too much. Taking a deep breath, Sarah stepped back to assess the situation. It was time to attempt the big effort. She tied the rope to a sturdy tree, making sure it was secure. Then she began pulling with all her strength, hoping the buffalo would be able to rise. Her heart was pounding as the rope tightened. After a few tense moments, the buffalo finally started moving, slowly at first, then with more determination. Sarah kept pulling. With one last effort, the buffalo finally managed to free itself from the grip of the mud. Sarah took a step back, panting from the effort, as the animal, exhausted but grateful, stood up and shook off the mud. Looking around, the buffalo seemed amazed to be free at last. Sarah smiled, her heart filled with satisfaction. Despite the risk, she had managed to save it. "You did it," she whispered to herself. The buffalo looked at her intently, as if saying, "Thank you." After the rescue, Sarah and the buffalo rested together under a tree. The gentle wind brushed the leaves while Sarah stroked the animal's neck, which seemed to have recovered. "Thank you from the bottom of my heart," she said in a soft voice. The buffalo looked at her, bringing its head close, as if recognizing her help. As the sun set, Sarah realized how strong the bond had become between them during those difficult moments. As the sun slowly set behind the horizon, Sarah heard the sound of slow footsteps in the grass. She turned and saw another buffalo approaching cautiously. It didn't seem threatening, but curious. Sarah smiled, feeling a sense of peace. The new buffalo stopped near her, watching the freed companion with interest. The scene was silent, but full of gratitude, as if nature itself was acknowledging the feat that had been accomplished. The freed buffalo, now calmer, approached the other buffalo, and the two exchanged a look that seemed to convey a silent understanding. Sarah watched with a smile, realizing that although she had acted, there was something deep and primal in the way the animals helped each other. In that moment, she felt a part of something much larger than herself. As the darkness began to fall over the clearing, Sarah knew it was time to leave. She stood up, stroked the buffalo one last time, and slowly made her way toward her jeep. The two buffalo followed her for a while, as if wanting to escort her. When she reached the vehicle, she turned for a final farewell. "Goodbye, my friends," she said, smiling. The buffalo stopped, watching her one last time before disappearing into the trees. Sarah was walking through the forest when, suddenly, a sinister hiss made her stop. She turned slowly and saw a large shadow moving between the trees. A massive python, closing in on her with surprising speed. Its serpentine body twisted through the plants, and Sarah's wide eyes betrayed a mix of fear and helplessness. She didn't have time to react. The python was getting ready to strike, coiling its powerful body around her. The buffalo didn't wait but gently nudged Sarah, as if showing her a way out. Sarah, still catching her breath, understood that she had to go. She ran quickly toward the clearing, with the buffalo following her, ready to protect her. Its eyes, full of determination, scanned the surrounding forest, as if monitoring every movement of the python. With every step she took, she felt the weight of her life and mission, but the buffalo made her feel safe. It was the buffalo. Sarah felt the animal's breath before she saw it, and then, with a violent blow, the buffalo emerged from the vegetation. With a furious charge, it ran toward the python, delivering a sharp hit with its horns to the snake that had been constricting her. The python hissed sharply, writhing to free itself, but the buffalo didn't stop. With all its strength, it struck again, finally pushing the snake away, which retreated slowly into the darkness of the forest. With a swift movement, the python lunged at Sarah, grabbing her with its crushing strength. In seconds, its scaly skin wrapped around Sarah's body, trapping her. The young ranger tried to free herself, but the python squeezed tighter, displaying its deadly power. Just then, something changed. A dull noise came from the underbrush. Sarah felt a powerful movement that shook the ground. In disbelief, Sarah finally managed to free herself from the python's grip thanks to the buffalo's intervention. She breathed heavily, feeling her heart race, but the buffalo didn't move away. It stayed by her side, guarding her like a protector. The python had retreated, but it seemed ready to return. Sarah knew she wouldn't have much time before the animal recovered. The buffalo looked at her, as if telling her to run. They reached an open area, where the ground was less dense and visibility was better. Sarah stopped for a moment to catch her breath, but the buffalo didn't stop. It kept scanning the forest, as if sensing that the python hadn't given up on them yet. "Let's go," Sarah whispered, grabbing the rope she had with her. "We can't waste time," the buffalo responded with a low grunt, ready to resume their march, prepared to defend her at all costs. The python lunged toward them with a threatening hiss, but the buffalo reacted immediately. With a lightning-fast move, the buffalo hit the snake with a powerful charge, using its horns to repel the attack. The python coiled around the horns, but the buffalo didn't stop. With strength, it slammed the snake to the ground, causing it to lose balance. Sarah couldn't believe her eyes. The buffalo was fighting to protect her with all its might. The python, having regained its strength, was following them. Sarah turned one last time and saw the massive snake making its way through the trees, closing in rapidly. It was clear it was about to strike again. But the buffalo, in an act of extreme bravery, positioned itself in front of Sarah, ready to stop it. Its eyes were locked on the threat, and despite her fear, Sarah felt a strength inside her she had never felt before. The python, stunned by the force of the attack, retreated again, but this time it seemed hesitant. The buffalo, breathing heavily, stayed in a defensive position, ready to protect Sarah at all costs. The snake moved away, but it didn't seem to have lost all its aggressiveness. Sarah, still shaken, approached the buffalo and stroked it with gratitude. "You did it," she whispered, looking into its eyes. The buffalo lowered its head, as if understanding her gratitude. With the python finally driven away, Sarah gathered her courage. She knew the danger wasn't over yet, but she had a powerful ally beside her. "Let's go," she said, pointing the way out of the forest. The buffalo followed her without hesitation, guarding her every step of the way. The forest felt safer now, but Sarah never let her guard down. She knew that with the buffalo by her side, she could face anything. The forest finally opened into a clearing, and Sarah could see the blue sky on the horizon. The buffalo, with one last look at the forest that had hidden them, stopped and turned toward her. Sarah looked into its eyes, full of gratitude and respect. "Thank you for protecting me," she said in a trembling voice. The buffalo lowered its head again, as if wanting to respond. Then, without a sound, it turned and disappeared into the trees, leaving Sarah safe.